At Lowe's, we believe that updating your home doesn't have to take a ton of time or money.
That is incredible!
Give us one weekend, we'll give you 5 projects.
I love it.
And you'll have a completely transformed space by Monday.
This is so stunning.
This is The Weekender. All right, guys, we're doing it. Kitchen in a weekend. I am helping out first-time homeowners Annie and Jay. We are gonna completely transform their kitchen, and we're gonna do it in just 2 days. It's gonna be awesome.
This is our kitchen.
I love it. Oh my gosh, the ceilings are so much higher than I expected them to be, and there's so much natural light in here. So tell me what's going on in here. What do we love? What do we hate?
So we love the rest of our house. It's a historic home. It's built in 1908. But this room has definitely suffered some sort of rental level renovations. It's just sort of lacking character.
Hi, I'm Jay,
Hi, I'm Annie.
and we're super excited to have our kitchen redone this weekend.
Oh, yes, we are.
Our house used to be a rental property, and the kitchen was not very well cared for.
When we first moved in, we really spent a lot of our time focusing on the rest of the house, I would say, probably the more communal spaces, and the kitchen kind of got a little forgotten.
So we're really excited to just get a whole new, fresh take on our kitchen.
I feel like there's some things in here that are definitely working. We have a ton of square footage in here. I mean, it's a really good sized kitchen. The kitchen cabinets themselves, like there's something we can work with there. I also feel like the floor is a nice neutral color for me. It's not egregious, I think it's workable. But you guys, the biggest things that you really dislike are counters.
They confuse my eye. They're like a magic eye puzzle. It's like if you stare at it long enough, you'll see a unicorn pop out. And it seems like there's always a puddle on the countertops. I hate the countertops and the backsplash.
Yeah.
It's just that the backsplash always looks dirty.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like this tile was never intended to be in a kitchen. Like it's giving me like 80s, 90s bathroom, not kitchen.
Yeah.
And so that's probably part of the problem.
Yeah.
We've always wanted a kitchen island. We're making do with this table here.
This is creative. Are those like the dorm, the things
The
you put
bed
under a
risers.
college
Yes.
dorm bed riser?
Yeah. Because he's very tall, so I was trying to help him out a little bit here.
I'm impressed, I'm impressed. Where do we want to go? Talk to me style-wise.
Definitely love color. We're very, vintage, eclectic. We spend a lot of time at flea markets and antique stores. We've always thought greens and yellows and natural tones because we also have the view of our yard and we're big gardeners.
I like to cook and there's no real prep space in here. If I could have like a big counter space where I could have just everything I need right there, I feel like I'd be able to just use the kitchen more efficiently.
Yeah, I can tell that like a lot of your things are kind of at the ready. All your spices are out. I think that's adorable. I love how that's there. You have all your pots and pans and lids. Do you like to be able to just kind of grab and go? Is that your style?
It's partly decorative and it's partly functional.
I like that, and I even think that this area feels a little more gathered, which I think it can work really well when done right. We're gonna have a lot of fun this weekend, and we have 5 main projects that are completely gonna transform this space. We are gonna start out by clearing out this entire space, and then we're gonna start with demo. And just to keep you motivated, I'll give you a little spoiler. We're definitely demoing this backsplash.
Yes.
All right.
I'm so excited.
Yes. The style we're going for in this kitchen is kind of like vintage eclectic. To me, that means a lot of mixing and matching various colors, textures, styles, bringing in really unique pieces. In the end, I want the space to feel very warm, welcoming, and lived in. All right, we got a kitchen in a weekend. Our big 5 projects are as follows. Painting the cabinets a bold color, installing a new backsplash, then new countertops, building a custom DIY island. That one is gonna be awesome. And finally, creating some over-the-cabinet shelving for a great storage solution. Okay, our area is protected. Your fence in the backyard is good to go. Our hands are protected. And now we can start working on these cabinets, okay? Now, before we can get to the point where we're actually painting them, we need to do some steps to ensure that it's a really good paint job. So the first thing we're gonna do is wipe the cabinets down with these paint wipes. And these are really great and important in the kitchen because it helps get all the grease off. And then we're gonna use our sanding blocks here. And we're not looking to get all of the paint off, we're just looking to rough up the surface so that it will adhere, and also to get off anything that's loose. In order to get all of the dust and debris that we just created from sanding off, we're using these tack cloths. So my favorite way to create a little like cabinet painting station is a scrap 2x4, and then I have little cup hooks here. Now that we have these up here, we're not quite ready for our colored paint yet. What we're gonna do is prime them.
Great.
I like using a bonding spray primer. Even though we got rid of the grease and all the debris in the kitchen, we still want this to bond really well to the existing surface. Okay, these ones are primed and dry enough that we can actually put our paint on, which means we are at one of my favorite parts, which is a color reveal. Are you ready to see it?
Yes. Oh my God, that is incredible. Oh, I love it.
I'm spoiler alerting a little bit, but I'm gonna keep the walls pretty light in the space. And I think this will add a huge infusion of color, but not make it feel cave-like if we keep it on the cabinet.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, it's fantastic. It's perfect.
We're gonna be using these cobalt paint sprayers. So this is actually oil-enriched enamel. So that is really what's gonna give us this perfect factory finish. I feel like already I can just tell how much it's gonna infuse so much personality into this kitchen. So we basically stripped the kitchen down to nothing, and now we're gonna start putting it all back together.
I'm excited.
You're excited? How happy are you to see a backsplash-less kitchen?
I love it more than I've ever loved this room.
All right, well, we are gonna focus right now on your countertops. Let me show you what we're dealing with for your new countertops.
I can't wait.
All right, ready?
Look at that!
Isn't it really nice?
That is beautiful. This is solid wood. This is amazing. Look at this thing.
Isn't that awesome? So it's butcher block. So it comes in a variety of different finishes. I went with this espresso because I like the dark richness to it. What I also love is that it's ready for the final finish. I know you're gonna wanna prepare food on this, so we'll use a food safe sealant as our top coat, and it's gonna be perfect for this kitchen.
I completely love it. The color, the texture, the warmth of it, it's gonna make this room just like so inviting.
It is. So let's do a couple measurements, and then we'll take it out front and do all our cuts. First thing we're gonna do is cut this to length. We are to length. To cut the hole for our sink, first we're going to measure to center. Now, using the template that comes with the new sink, we're taping it onto the butcher block just to hold it into place. And now we're tracing around the perimeter of the template using a pencil. We're using a paddle bit in the corners to give ourselves a starting point so we can drop the jigsaw blade down into, and then we're cutting along the line. This is a drop-in sink, so the edge is actually gonna be covered up anyway. For our install, it's gonna be super simple. We're gonna use some construction adhesive on all these top areas of the cabinet frame. That's just gonna make it super secure. And then we're also going to drill up from the underside. How simple is that? And also, how good does this look?
It already looks 1,000 times better. I'm already in love with this.
I'm so glad. And especially like once we have a new backsplash, cabinetry frames painted, it's gonna be so good. We are gonna work on this backsplash area, and we are gonna install some new tile.
Ooh, I know Jay's gonna be very happy about that.
That's why I'm working on this with you, is I want that to be a total surprise for him. Yeah. Now, I'm gonna show you the tile we're using, but keep in mind your new cabinet color. Okay. We can like almost use your shirt as our reminder.
Okay, great.
Okay, so that's our cabinet color. And then let me show you the new tile.
Ooh, that is gorgeous.
Isn't it so pretty?
Yeah, it's like this forest green. Oh, that's beautiful.
I thought it had a lot of unique texture to it. It just gives such a high-end feel. And like we talked about, we're gonna keep the walls a little more neutral, so all of the color is coming from other places.
Amazing.
Good. Have you ever installed tile before?
No, I'm super excited to learn.
Good. Okay, it's really simple. What we need to do first is put mastic on the wall. The teeth on here are going to give us like a really nice surface that the tile can then press into, and then it's not gonna like ooze out all over. We have a couple options when it comes to how we install this. So I wanna go horizontal, but we could almost do like a traditional subway where the grout lines would be staggered. Now, the other option is to straight stack them.
Yeah.
This gives more modern in your space. Either will work, but I was interested to get your preference.
I thought I would originally be really into this, but I'm loving the staggered lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
I secretly was hoping that that's what you were gonna say.
Okay, amazing.
And that's funny because oftentimes I will go with this, but there's something about the texture in here, and I don't know, it makes it feel a little bit more like old-timey to me if we stagger it.
Yeah, and it kind of interrupts it visually, which is really nice.
I love replacing the backsplash in the kitchen. It can really elevate the whole space without spending a ton of money because there's just not a ton of square footage. So it's a lot of bang for your buck. Oh my gosh, I am loving this. What do you think?
Oh, I love it. It looks incredible already.
I'm really happy with the decision to stagger the grout line.
Oh yeah, that was the right way to go, for sure.
This is moving along really quickly and I'm thrilled because we need to get all of the tile installed today so that we can grout tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, my marching orders.
All right, friends, last night we got all the cabinet frames painted. They're looking amazing, and we have another project-filled day ahead of us. First things first, I gotta make a trip to Lowe's.
While I'm here, I just want to take you guys through the tile department because tile's playing such a big role in this kitchen. I feel like it's the subtle superstar in this. And so when I was choosing the green tile, I came here to Lowe's and got really inspired. Coming in store just gives me so much inspiration. And then honestly, the amount of options that are online, oh my gosh, they'll blow your mind. Something like spacer size with tile is a great example of something where I would personally rely on a red dust. I love that the Lowe's associates know what they're talking about, but also they're really happy to help. I mean, how many makeovers have I done? A bajillion. And yet I'm still like, hey, can I ask you a question? And they're always so helpful. All right, so today's takeaway. The tile selection in store is so good. And even if you want to look online, come to the store first to get inspired. This is the must. Go chat it up with a Red Dust associate. They're so helpful, especially when you're doing a project like tile. And to me, it's one of the best parts of Lowe's.
Hello, how are
Look
ya?
at this!
Dressers in the kitchen. What the heck's happening?
I love it though. I'm assuming that this is gonna end up being the kitchen island.
I love that I did not have to just say one word to you. You were like, I see dressers, this is my kitchen island. Yes! So I decided to use dressers as the base of our island. I wanted you to have tons of prep space, plenty of storage, but I also wanted it to look a bit more like a piece of furniture versus just adding more cabinets in here, because I know you guys kind of want a bit of an eclectic, very lived-in feeling in here, and I think that we can make this seem like a really unique piece of furniture.
I love it. And all of these drawers are gonna add so much storage space for everything that we have in this kitchen.
Tons of storage space. So the first step is going to be putting both of our dressers back to back, and then we're going to screw through the back of the drawers to connect them. All right, nice and secure. Both dressers are together. So now, since we've taken two things that are separate and combined them into one, I want it to look really intentional, like it came this way. So I have a piece of decorative molding. We're gonna cut this to size and attach it here to hide our seam.
That's
So you're
ingenious.
never gonna know. It's gonna
Yeah.
look like it came this way. So we'll cut this to size and then we're just gonna attach it using a nail gun. So our base is set, and that was super simple, right?
Yeah.
We are gonna paint the whole thing, but before we get to painting, I do wanna show you what I have in mind for the top. So what we have here is another piece of your butcher block in a larger size.
That is so beautiful.
It really is. So grab that end and
Sure.
let's lift it up. I'm gonna spin around here. Now, if you come down over here, you'll see that we have a big overhang.
Oh.
Intentional, because maybe I'm gonna add a couple stools here that we can tuck underneath so that when you are cooking in this kitchen, you can have some visitors and guests, and it's a much more communal space.
I never thought that I would have a kitchen with such a big island and so much prep space. This like doubles, triples the amount of space that I have to prepare food.
I love that. All right, well, this is the last project that you are working on with me. So the base is all set, and now we need to kind of pretty it up. So a couple coats of paint, some new hardware, we'll be done and done.
All right.
So for my final kind of bigger project in this kitchen, I want to address the area above the cabinets here. On The Weekender, you have seen us do all sorts of things for the space above cabinets. It can be kind of a conundrum for homeowners. In this particular kitchen, there's a lot of space above the cabinets. So what I want to do is actually add a shelf that runs the length of the cabinets on both sides. It's going to give them a ton of space to display things that you don't need every day. I picked up these brackets at Lowe's. I really love the clean lines of them, and also the color of the gold is gonna work really nicely with the mustard cabinetry. I can see above these cabinets where the studs are, which is great. If not, you could use a stud finder. Just remember your studs are usually 16 inches apart. Okay, I have my 3 brackets installed, and now I'm just gonna pop the shelf right on top. Okay, my pine board is in, and for the length of this, I basically just measured from end to end of our cabinets, and you would have a couple options for finish on this. I could stain it to match my butcher block, I could paint it the wall color, but I want this to look like an extension of the cabinetry, so I'm actually gonna paint all the wall and my shelf the same mustard yellow color. I'm gonna get this all painted, and then my very final step will be putting a couple screws up underneath. Once this entire area is painted, it's really gonna make it seem like the cabinets end at the shelf. It's also gonna draw your eye up and make you notice just how high the ceilings are in this kitchen, which is one of the best features. This project's gonna add a lot of functionality to an area that was really unused, and it's not only just gonna be functional, it's also gonna be pretty beautiful too. Styling is so important in pulling any space together, but we want this kitchen to feel really gathered and collected. It's gonna be a really nice combination of items from Lowe's. This adorable basket is from Lowe's, and also bringing in some items that are really special and meaningful to Annie and Jay that they've collected over the years. I removed the doors from these 2 cabinets to make them more of a display cabinet, and kind of the icing on the cake here is the little tile accent in the back. Didn't even need to install it, it's just leaning in the back, and it gives such a neat, like, art-forward pop. It's a really fun little moment. I love that Lowe's has modern appliances that look completely vintage and perfect for this space. I am so excited for you guys to see this kitchen. I love how it turned out, and I hope you do too. So on the count of 3, you can open your eyes. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
What?
It's so happy. Oh, it's so happy.
Jolly, look at this yellow.
Oh, I love it.
The
Look at our
walls.
stuff. Oh, it's beautiful. I don't even feel like I'm standing in the same room. Where?
Oh my God, the backsplash! Look at the backsplash! I can't even take this all in.
And look at your
once.
spice rack.
No, they painted that. They painted everything. It's so beautiful. Everything is so beautiful. I can't even believe it.
Let's talk about this island.
Yeah, it's not a table on risers.
It is so much
it's a
more.
real
This is a
kitchen
legitimate
island.
surface.
Tell her what it really is made from.
These are 2 little bureaus.
Two
that
dressers.
You would put like in your bedroom or something.
Yeah. And we just stuck them together and then hit it with molding. Yeah.
This thing feels like I can like knead bread on this.
Oh,
and
you
it's
can. This is
not gonna
really
slide
solid.
around the room. Like that table would just move.
I can't even begin to talk about the appliances. Look at that refrigerator.
I know.
It has all of like the modern day technology that you want and brand new, but yet looks like a throwback.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it looked like you guys went out thrifting and you know, sourced these, but then they'll give you all the functionality.
I love the yellow. The yellow looks
I
amazing.
know, we wanted yellow in this room, and this yellow is like the perfect yellow.
And now, a little surprise for you guys, my final project was the shelving that's going above the cabinets. And my idea there was that you had so much space between the top of your cabinet and the ceiling, and I know you had so many things, so we wanted to utilize that. But then by painting it yellow and doing the back of the wall yellow, it really feels like an extension of the cabinetry, and you immediately walk in and your head goes up, so you realize you have all these amazing high ceilings. How'd you enjoy tiling your first Backsplash?
I loved it. I really enjoyed it much more than I thought I would, and now to see the final product is really special.
I feel like just the little bit of texture on that tile, to me, that looks extremely expensive, extremely high end, but was really affordable and just budget friendly. And I mean, talk about budget friendly and affordable. This butcher block, so good, right?
It's beautiful.
I love the dark
It's
color.
so beautiful.
As the person who does the dishes, I cannot wait to use that sink.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So it's not just any sink. This is the first time I've ever installed this one and I absolutely love it. So it has 40 different like accessories you can add to it. There's a colander dropped right into the sink. There's a drying rack you can use. It's like the Swiss Army knives of sinks. It's so cool.
It finally looks like us in this room.
It does. And somehow you like understand her style in such a way.
I know.
And like,
I feel very known.
Do you guys feel like this space will better suit your personal style preferences, but also just the way you live your life?
Yeah, I mean the fact that we can actually bring people in here and have a place to sit.
it just feels so warm and inviting. It's such a complete transformation in such a short amount of time. You really are a miracle worker.
This was such a fun weekend for me, seriously. Like I enjoyed every second of these projects and the transformation was just a really fun one to do.
We're so grateful to you. We're so grateful to Lowe's.
Yeah.
This really has changed everything. Thank you.
This has been so special.
You guys, how adorable is this kitchen? And we use so many great products from Lowe's throughout this space. I'll be sure to link them all below. I wanna know, what do you guys think of the way this space turned out? Make sure you leave me a comment. And before you go, subscribe to Lowe's YouTube channel. You don't wanna miss a single thing. Thanks, friends.